got our onion plants in, and so we're going to open them and take a look at them. Ooh, nice. They're moist. These are Texas Early Whites. Oh. Sapphire. And a type of Vidalia.
Ooh, girl.
Well, I got down here to the garden and I have separated my onions into batches and marked them. But guys, there are over 60 of each of these varieties. So it was a fantastic deal. These are all the little ones I'm saving for last. These are really nice size. And these are the Vidora, which is a sweet onion, kind of like a Vidalia. These are the Texas Early Whites, which is your basic white onion from the store, the bulb. And then we have your Sapphire, which are your purple onions, or red onions, as they call them. I still think they're purple, but we're going to get these things planted. I'm thinking that I'm going to plant them in all of my spring beds, but I'm going to put them on the outside. So I'm going to just take a lot of these beds and just put rows of onions on the outside, because most things you can grow onions with in the spring, and the onions won't be too far from being harvested once my other plants get really ready to go. So then I can just pull them up across the edges. So I'm going to try that this year and see what happens. Unfortunately, I do not have my fertilizer in yet, so I will plant and then go back and side dress later, which is, I'm sure that's fine as well, as long as it's within that first week or so to get some fertilizer. This does have compost on it, so I'm not too concerned about the nutritional value of the soil. It's fresh with compost, and it is a really nice loose soil. And it has shavings on top of it, but that's really nice dirt for bulbs. So we're going to plant these things, and then we're going to just let them go through the winter. What you need for planting onions: onions, cup of coffee or tea, and for my measurements of 6 inches apart, I cut a loofah 6 inches, because you just have to figure out ways of measuring in between. So this makes it easy. It's lightweight, and I can just plop it down in between and go from there. And your finger, so that you can poke a little hole and plug this down. And we're going to probably bury it to here, like just to the little above the bulb. And then we're going to let it go. And as these grow and start to bulb, we will remove the dirt from the bulb. I do that. So here we go. That is one row down. We'll go to the other side and repeat. Okay, that's one bed down. Now we have a lot more onions to go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There's 24 in this bed. So we can get 24 onions tucked to the side, and I can still plant whatever I need to plant in the middle, and these will not be in my way. So I try to conserve as much space as possible. I have a whole lot of basil that's probably going to grow right here too, and I'll go ahead and put that there because it doesn't matter. It can grow all around these onions. And we will move on to another variety. It's really easy. That is all there is to it, is just making a hole, sticking it in the ground, and letting it be. Now we're moving on to beautiful red onions. Look at the size of these bulbs. These are wonderful. These actually, you can tell where you need to bury them to, which is kind of nice. I'm only going to go to about there, right above the bulb. I am going to get this little dibber because my finger nail is trying to break from digging in the dirt. So this is a good tool, just cheap little thing. You can use a stick, whatever you got laying around. You know, just be useful and resourceful and just find something. I also changed to my dibber because it ended up being almost 6 inches. So this will make it easier and I don't have to switch back and forth. So I'm just going to use this to measure my onions. I ended up putting these a little bit closer together. So I ended up getting them, I think 5 and 5.5 inches. I ended up getting 15 in each side. So there's 30 onions growing on the outside of this bed. thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today as I planted these onions. It really didn't take any time at all. If you have a helper, that would even be better because you can be making little holes and they can be plugging in the plants, get it done twice as fast. Go to Hoss right now and order your onions. There's a link in the description for you to use. Go there and they will also give you a growing tip guide and all the fertilizers you would possibly need to grow your onions. You can order them all together, all the things. They make it so simple. So go to Hoss, order your onions. These are short day onions for the South. You can also get intermediate onions and long day onions, the middle of the country and for up north. Go get your onions, plant them at your zone, your time. Right now in the South, it is November the 18th, and I planted today. And so now is the perfect time. And you still have a couple more weeks into December. Like, I feel like we have a very open kind of season for growing onions all the way up to the spring. It's very forgiving down here. So go order these, get them in the ground, and wait for your harvest in the spring. Thank you guys. Have a blessed day.